So, I had a really hard time picking the topic that I wanted to talk about this week. I kind of wanted to go along with the college theme and talk about a little bit more of my college experience. Now, kind of as a disclaimer to this video, I'm going to be blunt, and I don't mean to offend anybody, but I guess you could be offended in the process, and if you are, I'm really sorry. This video is just for fun, and I just want to talk about some things that people have said that are funny, and go from there. So, we all know that token stupid person. And I don't mean that rude. There are just some people that are literally dense. You know the type. Oh my gosh, Todd, like, you're so attractive. We should totally date. Or oh my gosh, guys, I chipped my nail polish. The world's ending. You know who I'm talking about. We all know these people. Now, everyone says stupid things. We're human, and that's what we do. But there are some people that just say stupid things more frequently than others. Now, I myself have said stupid things before. For example, I grew up thinking that the word picturesque was in fact pronounced picturesque. This was not remedied until I was probably 12, and my family still mercilessly teases me about it. So yeah, we all say stupid things. But I went to high school with this one girl, and she was not the brightest bulb in the tanning bed. For example, the school had her convinced that polar bears mine Coca-Cola for a living in the South Pole. So not only did she believe that polar bears have opposable thumbs and can work mine equipment, she also thought that Coca-Cola was a natural resource. She was also convinced that Islam was a country next to Jewish. Like, oh my gosh, guys, how do you not know that? They fight all the time. It's always on the news. Yeah. So then I had this professor who was actually rather smart. But one day we were talking about plants, and he said, when it's this time of year in June, so every time it's June and September, I didn't know those two things could happen simultaneously. Thanks, Professor. That's good to know. So then in one of my classes, we have got a pregnant girl. Now, as usually happens with pregnant women, when they've got a child growing inside of them, you tend to get bigger. So we will call this pregnant girl Chelsea. And Chelsea was sitting in class one day, and this girl walks up to her and she goes, wow, Chelsea, why don't you wear jeans anymore? Like, all you wear is sweats. And Chelsea said, well, Brooke, I'm pregnant, so I don't really fit into my jeans anymore. Wow, like, you're gonna get so fat. What are you gonna do after you have the baby? Like, you're just gonna be too fat and your husband's not gonna want you anymore. That's none of your business. That was not a very smart thing of her to say. But my favorite thing that stupid people say has to do with geography. So when we got back from spring break, we were talking about it in one of my classes. And this person raised their hand and they're like, yeah, over spring break, I was in the South Salt Lake, St. George area. Now, South Salt Lake and St. George are not even close. In fact, they're about 4 hours apart. Nobody actually knows where she spent spring break. And then when I was driving up to school one day, I had this girl with us, and I didn't know her very well, but she was just kind of pointing out the cities as we were driving past them. And so just to make conversation, I said, well, what city are we in now? And she goes, oh, we're in Tooele. Tooele is not on the way to Logan. It's not even close to the highway on the way to Logan. In fact, it's rather far away. Yeah. Oops. So, you know, we all say stupid things. We all have that person in our lives that makes things more interesting. So let me know about some of the stupid things that people have said or stupid things that you've said, and we can all laugh together. And sorry if I offended anybody, but I'll talk to you guys next week.